Aloha, everybody. Excellent rebound from Friday's stock market session by the overall stock market. Unfortunately, volume was below average, and we know that Friday was an options expiration, so if we even compare it to Thursday, it was below average on the New York Stock Exchange and on the NASDAQ. So overall, not a whole lot of oomph behind today's rally, but the mere fact that we retook the intraday high on the NASDAQ and the intraday high on the Russell 2000. Did we do that on the S&P 500? I didn't check that out. No, we did not. Is a great sign overall. And the fact that we even found support following Friday's sell-off and didn't follow through the very next day, is good overall. As you can see on our oscillators, TSV and MACD, they're trending higher on the S&P 500. They're trending higher on stochastics and RSI. Neither are overbought, so there is nothing to really worry about there. Getting back to the Russell 2000. The oscillators are actually mixed, so it's no surprise we're still under a neutral signal. Basically have been under a neutral signal ever since this day back on 325. We tried to break out once, but we immediately reversed it. So overall, it's just gotta be we gotta be careful with the new long positions, which leads us into what we're about to get into tonight. The Nasdaq overall, you can see it's trending higher. Its oscillators are in a very minor way uptrending. RSI, stochastics, MACD, TSV. The good news is nothing overbought, so we're not in that scary territory where we could have another sell-off like we saw in 325 out of nowhere. But just to remind you, we weren't overbought that time either. So we need to just continue, I guess, to back and fill. And the longer we back and fill without breaking down, the higher our odds of breaking out are. And overall, we still keep on getting new long signals. But before we get there, let's go through some sell signals. We had actually quite a few today, which was a little shocking. CST gave a final sell signal today, closing below the 50-day moving average. This day here actually took me out of my entire position as it went below the 50-day moving average intraday. That took me all out. Big reversal made me think that, oh shit, probably just got suckered out in that one. But by today, nope, sure did not. It has now failed, so CST is a full sell. GILD also, it is closing below the 50 and 200-day moving average. I don't care that it's holding the intraday support. It broke that intraday support at one point intraday. GILD is a full sell. We'll see if it comes back later. And then RCKY has earnings coming up, and we just spent a lot of time in this stock without it really doing much. So the mere fact that it was one of the worst stocks today, down 4.42% on heavy volume, that is a full sell. Now, granted, I probably will regret this full sell. Technically, with it closing at 2098, it's above the open of 2092, so it's not really a full sell. It's a 75% sell, especially with it holding below the 2067 low a day. So what I might do here, instead of doing a full sell here immediately, I'm just going to move my sell stop. So my sell stop is going from 267 up to 2081. Now, if you use the final sell stop of 2082, you got hit intraday and you're totally out. So I'm moving up my sell stop to 2080. If it opens up and closes or moves below 2080, then I'm fully out. If RCKY reverses and moves higher, great. But I am also risking that if I don't get taken out of this sell stop position, that RCKY moves higher and then gaps down post earnings. And that's a possibility with this chart pattern, but it's a risk I'm willing to take in this market environment. This is a market environment where it still feels like you should push instead of pull back, so I will go ahead and continue to operate on that level. And then two speculative longs failed today. VCEL completely failed. Already lost its Maxstream Bop catalyst, so it was already a scary stock for me. And with it closing below 366 as I moved up my sell stop because it lost that Maxstream Bop, moving below 366 was an out for me intraday, but at the end of the day, it is also a full sell if you're not out. And then Kala, big fail. I had my sell stop, final sell stop below the low a day of 16, so it was at 15.99. Hit 15.99, trade down to 15.47, but by the end of the day, I'm like, damn it, wish I wouldn't have had, wish I would have had my sell stop, for instance, right here at 1681, which is where this weekend I was going to put it. And I was like, nah, don't be such a bitch. Be strong. Keep it right here. Big mistake. 1681 should have been my sell stop. But 1616, either way, the chart pattern is broken. You can see Maxstream Bop just continues to fall. Heavy volume on the sell-off. The pattern is basically dead. Full sell. Or, once again, what you can do, 1546, final sell stop if you really believe that it's going to rebound. So that's it for the sell side. And for the long side, got a new long signal, ZTS. I've been watching this one for quite a while. Been watching it ever since back here in early February. Every day it shows up in the CanSlim scan, and every day I think about buying it, especially here, but I don't. Finally today, a pocket pivot point signal. Earnings aren't into May. 2.5% long position. It was confirmed nowhere, but like I said, it's a strong CanSlim quality stock. Love the chart pattern. Weekly chart pattern's even more bullish. It's a drug stock. It's not even a biotech stock, so I like it even more. There's less insane people involved with it. So ZTS 2.5% long position. And MFLX following through on the move yesterday. So on Friday, this move super impressed me. The big surge in BOP in volume. The only thing that didn't impress me is the close. Once again today, the close wasn't as impressive, but we reversed so hard off the intraday lows and found support near the intraday lows the day before around 2002. BOP moved up to max green BOP, and volume was even heavier than the session before, throwing up a pocket pivot point signal. That's a close enough close to the open and high day that I definitely want to take this long signal. So MFLX, new long signal, 2.5%. It was obviously with your max green BOP volume and price surge was confirmed in my price volume BOP surge scan, which is important because while this is a CanSlim quality stock, the sales growth is very lame. Earnings are going to turn around, I think, in just 2016, like a big improvement. But overall, for the current earnings and sales growth, it's pretty lame. So I needed to see this one confirmed, and I did get it. ZTS, I do not need to see confirmed. The numbers are strong enough on their own. I don't care. WAB also was a long signal from the CanSlim quality scan, but earnings aren't even on the 23rd. They're before the market open on the 22nd, so we only get 1 day to know if we're right or wrong on it before earnings come out. That's not enough time for me. And then also we got quite a few ad signals. BJRI, another ad signal. Earnings are on the 23rd after the market close, so we have 3 sessions, really 2 sessions, to know if we're right or wrong on this. But BJRI, another pocket pivot point signal, CanSlim quality stock, and it was confirmed in the pre-perfect speculator scan. That allows it to be 1% instead of 0.5%. So the total position on this stock will now be 6% for us. But BGRI, CanSlim, pre-perfect speculator scan stock, that allows it to be 1% ad signal. Earnings on the 23rd after the market close. Kind of scary. SY&T, similar situation. But this one, pocket pivot point signal, huge volume and BOP surge. So obviously with the price gain, the volume surge and BOP surge, this CanSlim quality stock was confirmed in the price volume BOP scan, allowing it to be a 1% ad signal since it was confirmed. SY&T has earnings on the 23rd, and I believe it's before the market open. Crossing my fingers, following this gap down here, it's been nothing but positive action. Then it had a gap up once, so the trend of this stock seems very clear following that earnings disappointment in October. So we'll see what happens. And then on the speculative side, it's not really speculative, GIMO. And in fact, I want to go ahead and bring up the numbers. GIMO, you can see the sales growth is slowing, earnings growth slowed, but look at 2015 estimates. They're supposed to start picking hugely back up. And then look at the 2016 estimates, huge again. And the estimates have been risen. So it's an earnings winner. It's a stock that's being followed in a lot of, I guess, momentum pennies chat rooms, only because it used to be a $10 stock, and $10 and below are considered penny stocks. But GIMO is an earnings winner back in October and has been a fan of mine, has been a favorite of mine ever since. Another earnings winner back here, and we'll see if it can't happen again, as earnings, I think, are on the 24th. This is only a 0.5% long position, because even though the earnings estimates for 15 and 16 are huge, currently 33 EPS does not make it a CanSlim quality stock. And then also Cara, 0.5% long signal. This stock was in my max green BOP for 5 days scan. It doesn't make the 20 days, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. But soon it'll be in the 20-day BOP green scan. But it made my max green BOP scan for 5 days, and it was confirmed in my price volume BOP surge scan. So the green BOP, the heavy accumulation, and the very tight price action, even though it closed a little bit below where it opened, like I said, close enough to the high day and open that I'm taking it. Also 0.5% ad signal. If this stock would have just been in the max green BOP scan, probably would not have been added to, but since it's being confirmed, it's definitely an add.